As usual, we start with our 20th Street Interchange project. The update there is all easements and rights-of-way necessary to construct the project have been obtained. Next steps will be a bid letting that is planned for November 17th, and we still are on track to construct in 22 and 23. This is kind of a boring update because it stays very consistent, but that's also a good thing because we're staying on track and we're moving forward with this project as anticipated. We've taken some great steps on our police facility to explore that. We have recently entered an agreement with an owner's representation firm. They're Tegra out of Minnesota. As the next steps for that, one of the things we're required to do by state law is come to a construction manager at risk resolution. One of the beauties of Tegra is they helped Sioux Falls write theirs, and they were one of the first ones in the state to have this type of resolution. So we plan on bringing that back probably early December for City Council review. From there, Tegra will go ahead and assist in assembling a project team that will include the architect, design, and construction manager, and then we'll go into the process of reviewing the facility in more depth to look at a new build versus renovation and moving forward towards developing conceptual plans as well as more firm initial cost estimates. We're in the process of wrapping up a number of our construction projects within the engineering division. Jefferson Avenue, as you can see, is primarily finished. The only items remaining is a little bit of landscape restoration as well as the punch list. We will complete that by the end of this month. As a reminder, this included the sump pump pilot project. BMU is administering that program on Jefferson Ave, where they are installing a separate pipe in the street or boulevard called a sump header for the purpose of collecting sump water and sending it to the storm sewer. They are offering to connect residential sumps to the system for free of charge if the homeowners chose to do so. A Street in Madera, again, this is another project that is by and large completed. Just wrapping up a few punch list items. They will complete that by October 22nd of this month, and all is looking well there. 15th Street and 7th Ave continues to progress. As council and members of the public can see the entire scope for this project. The work that's currently being performed right now is forming the drainage channel, which is done, installing temporary drainage, installing sanitary sewer. They're currently installing water main. And as you can see from the nice visual, they have roughed out the roads above. They're currently installing the subbase of those roads, and the contractor is anticipating the completion of storm sewer and installation of the subbase by the end of this construction season. As we move into 2022, that's when we'll get into the roads actually being paved. A couple of other large projects that the engineering division is currently taking on. One of those was in regards to an item that had come before City Council on a future land use map amendment. We're currently looking at our floodplain development standards. The Public Works and Community Development Departments with the city's consultant are reviewing those floodplain development standards. The city will be comparing how other communities regulate development in floodplain and determine whether the current standards need to be revised based on best practices. We envision having a final report completed by the end of this year to come back before council to see what we've learned as a result of that study. We're also in the process of completing an update to our master drainage plan, also known as a stormwater master plan. The work has started on that drainage plan with the city's consultant. The consultant is currently building out the city's drainage model, which I can tell you is very technical, intricate, and difficult, and I'm very happy we have Charlie and Thad who understand those details. Key elements of the project scope for that master drainage plan include stormwater modeling, developing and prioritizing proposed stormwater improvements with cost estimates, our stormwater fee analysis, and public engagement to include community meetings and presentations to City Council. The first community meeting is planned for February of 2022, again subject to change as long as we progress on schedule. This project as a whole is anticipated to wrap up in fall of next year, so it is about a one-year project. In addition to that, you can see a couple of bike trails that have been installed. One was in Hillcrest, and then the one that you're seeing pictured, I believe that's the one in Indian Hills, so adding on additions to our bike trails. Parks and Recreation, a number of great items have happened there over the last month. The picture in the top right shows the repaved Larson Park parking lot, which was badly in need of it and a great addition. Another wonderful addition at that park was the Harmony Park Musical Playground, which is also at Larson Park. That was about a $15,000 project that was done in partnership between the Arts Council, the Arts Commission, and the Rotary Club. I had a chance to go out there and play with it myself. I'm a little bit old, I think, but it was still fun. There's a rubber mallet and a number of xylophone items or xylophone type things that you can hit. They do say that it is mostly for children 5 to 12, but this 30-year-old still enjoyed it. A number of discovery trails have been added at the nature park. These are more of your off the path. They're more natural feels, so if you want to kind of explore the park and get away from the paved surface, there's about a 2-mile loop out there. Highly encourage anyone to go check those out. We got a number of folks to recognize in our community development our department over the month of October. It's National Community Planning Month. So this is Mike and Ryan, our planners, who help shape and determine the future of our community through zoning, as well as our planning commission, who play an important role in that process. Ironically enough, it's also National Code Compliance Month, which falls within our community development department. This really emphasizes and focuses on our code enforcement officer, who promote the safety and welfare of our residents and visitors through enforcing our code standards. Several items on the public information front. We did go to CP Pay. Right now that's being accepted for parking and snow tickets. You can pay online from a smartphone, tablet, or computer. We've seen enhanced functionality of this. It improves security as well as provides better ease of use than our previous system. Snow removal flyers are going to be going out in the BMU bill for October. There's a link on our website there for all of our snow information. The snow flyer provides snow clearing order, snow removal, parking bans, snow alert info, and more related to the City of Brookings' upcoming snow removal operations for this winter season. Anyone who doesn't receive a BMU flyer is welcome to pick one of those up. We have those in Suite 230 of the City County Government Center. Lastly, we have recently implemented a new street pole, flag, and banner policy and program where certain poles down Main as well as 6th Street are available for community organizations to place banners and flags to promote events, seasonal message, things of that nature. We do have more information available on our website, cityofbrookings-sd.gov/street banners, where you have the whole policy as well as the application and ways to get involved with that. That is being run by our public information officer, Chelsea. A number of items happened at the Swiftel Center. They had 31 event days, one of them being the Pink Ladies Dart Tournament. 136 teams participated in this year's event, which was their largest event turnout to date. Price is Right Live had 881 attendees. Kansas will be performing on May 20th, 2022. Tickets are currently on sale. The Tough Enough to Wear Pink t-shirts are currently on sale as well. Best place to get those is at the Swiftel Center box office. They're available while supplies last, and we do envision those dwindling significantly once we get into early November. Lastly, the Your Shot to Win event, which was the COVID vaccination incentive program. We're happy to see over 4,300 folks participated in that and encourage 352 individuals who were not previously vaccinated to get the vaccine in our community. Save the Date event, we want to advertise the Mayor's Awards and Holiday Party. That will be a consolidated event this year, be held at the Swiftel Center on December 2nd from 5 to 8. The awards themselves will be presented at 6 p.m., and that is open to all members of the public, and we encourage all to attend. Last item is we do have the COVID pod vaccine booster clinics coming up very quickly. We've got 2 of them that are planned for the 1st and 2nd of November at the Swiftel Center. A couple of different times there, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the 1st, and then 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 2nd. They will be able to accommodate folks who had received Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. The flyer on the screen really does a great job showing some of the different things to consider there. So the Moderna or the Pfizer, anyone who's over 65 is eligible to receive it. Anyone over 18 with underlying medical conditions, some examples there being asthma, diabetes, and obesity. Anyone over 18 in high-risk settings, which they identified as healthcare workers, teachers, and grocery store workers. Anyone at home who isn't sure if they fall into one of these categories, I'd encourage them to contact their medical professional to see if they are, in fact, eligible for the booster at this time. Lastly, anyone who is eligible for the booster, we do have a couple of different options to register, as this isn't a walk-in clinic. It is a scheduled appointment. You can go to brookingshealth.org/pod, or if technology isn't necessarily your friend, you can call 605-692-2811 Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and we've got some great volunteers at the United Way who are signing folks up. If they do decide to come in, there's a list of items to bring with them, which includes your completed booster administration form, the vaccination record card, an ID, and you have to wear a face mask to the event. Again, this is all of it available on our website as well, and encourage folks to go to brookingshealth.org/pod to review all this information. With that, I would be happy to answer any questions.
This goes back to the snow removal flyers. It's wonderful that you're going to get them in the utility bill so that we know that at least one lands in every home. But some of us live in a neighborhood that's highly rental, and I'm not optimistic that every renter in every one of those homes will see it. And I wonder if we could come up with some way to you know, maybe put the flyers on car windshields, have a youth volunteer group or something that's looking for community service, but just one more way to try to reach every one of those folks would be a suggestion.
Yeah, that's something that we've talked about internally, just trying to figure out the ability to get that done is one of the challenges, but we're looking to figure out how we can make that happen.
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Tiltonburn.
I have two questions on the pod event. My first question is, Jake, you had mentioned that it is a registered event. Is that correct? I do think some of the information that's been put out publicly has said it is a walk-in event, and so we may just want to make sure that we clarify with the community if it does require registration, that it folks are ready with that. My other question on that is, do you know? I know it says that folks who completed Moderna, Pfizer, or Johnson & Johnson will be able to receive a booster. Will they have boosters available that are specifically both Moderna and Pfizer available to offer, or are they just going to provide one, as I know there's been some guidance out there that you can mix and match the vaccines?
That's something I would want to clarify as well, unless, Paul, did you know the answer? That was one we can follow up on.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Jake.